starting
Video is recording?
so that we can fucking...
Oh.
We're going to play a game of rock, paper, scissors.
Let me know when you want to start Audacity. I say we... Yeah.
Well, we can start it
Yeah, let's play a
anytime.
rock, paper, scissors right now. I'll get weird, awkward, and frame.
Alright.
Rock,
paper, scissors, shoot.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Alright, I lost.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Shit. All right.
So Megan decides the order.
Megan decides the order.
What's the order?
Who went first last time?
I did.
I think it was you. I'll go middle.
Okay.
So that means I'm going first.
You can go first. Yeah.
All right.
Do you have the Uno reverse, though?
No, I'm not using the Uno reverse. I'm ready to go first. I'm
Yeah,
fucking
he's
Rick
ready,
Lauren.
dude. Don't
All
make
right.
him doubt himself.
Zach,
Yeah.
Megan, then me.
All right. We're going to have a really, welcome to behind the scenes. We're going to have a really awkward moment where we start the Audacity. You can't say anything, and then I have to scoot behind it, and then we can actually say shit.
Alright.
Well, we can start it whenever.
All right.
Wait. Sorry.
No, we can't start it whenever.
You're absolutely right.
3, 2, 1. Start the Audacity.
All right. Let me do my loop around.
Loop around.
Loop, 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 loop.
Get in here.
All right. Whoop.
Boy, oh.
Wait, actually, let me double check something.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that Audacity's recording from the spot it's
No,
supposed
that's
to be.
fair. That's fair.
Technical difficulties.
The nice thing about iMovie is that all of this can be cut out.
From the spot that it's supposed to
Oh, it
be?
is. Yep, it is. So it's recording from the Yeti microphone.
And is it recording
Amazing.
stereo?
Yep.
Good.
He's so good.
I'm so good. I'm on top of shit.
Video loves the radio blur.
Scoop in.
Okay.
All right.
We look so official.
I know, right?
I fucking hate
Kind of
this.
wild.
I'm wondering where I should look for this. I'm gonna look at you guys and
I know.
not that.
That's okay. That's fine.
Okay. Fully fine. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm really excited for the moments where I like lean into this and just like
Really get in here.
Really get in there. All right.
audience.
Count us in. Start.
Alright. Let me.
You
get
look
that.
like a fucking news guy. You're just fucking fully embodying John.
This is the shameless.
Wait. Hold on.
self-promotion.
You ready?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening. Or is it? My name is John Doe, and tonight, the news.
And I'm John Rich.
Yes! I love this.
Hey, I'm Johan.
So I guess we're starting in 3, 2, 1. Today in history, in 1820, the American whaler Essex, which hailed from Nantucket, Massachusetts, is attacked and sunk by an 80-ton sperm whale 2,000 miles from the western coast of South America. Fuck, dude, that's a lot of sperm.
That's a lot of sperm whale.
Here's the problem. We're in person.
I know.
And it was very difficult for me to control my laughter during what is meant to be a silent bit.
Well, it's not silent anymore.
It's not silent, dude.
Well, welcome anyway, live or not live, to What the Fuck History, where we discuss the wackiest and weirdest things that make us say, well, what the fuck history?
Oh, I missed that.
Ooh, you want to try it again? That's okay.
Absolutely not.
I am your ice cream man, Zachary. I scream, you scream, we all scream endlessly into the void. And sometimes your god pharaoh answers. And with horrible frozen treats with gumball eyes that are just a little too realistic. Mmm.
Why did you do that? No. My name's Megan, but for this bit, you can call me Tiffany, and my house is open for breakfast.
And I'm Matt. Today I learned that the deadliest animal in Australia is the domesticated cow, which is responsible for more human deaths per year than any other animal.
I thought you were going to say man.
Yeah. Australian males are the most...
Humans are first, but
Number
beyond that are
Okay.
the domesticated cows.
I was watching a TikTok about Australia, and the guy was just like, I don't understand why North Americans say Australian animals are scary. We have hippie bears. You guys have real bears, and you have a lot of them.
We do.
Varieties.
Yeah.
I have seen a bear like 30 feet from me.
That's-
So...
I'm sitting right here, Zach.
Nice.
Shit. All right. I'm leaving it to you.
All right, folks. Strikes have been set to 0. A game of rocks, papers, and scissors have been played and thrown around in, frankly, a dangerous manner, if you're asking me.
I like to live dangerously.
The order for tonight is the God Pharaoh Zachary, followed by the Abyssal Princess Meghan, followed by myself. And as we mentioned, we are in person, so it's gonna get fucking wild.
It's gonna get wacky, and if any of you are watching the video, I am a man of the Stone Age and have my notes on paper while these two modern individuals are being, modern individuals and doing things on a computer. So let's get...
Hey, audience, if you ever feel the need to have someone hold your hand, I'm still right over here. Just let me know.
Let's get prehistoric on this bitch. And
my favorite part of history is the one that isn't recorded.
My favorite part of history is the Cretaceous, if I'm being honest.
Okay, nice.
all right,
Nice.
Let's get Cretaceous up in this bitch then. I'm gonna get a big long sip of wine.
Oh yeah, it's important to note that Zach fully decided to open a bottle of Bordeaux at Megan's house. It's open for breakfast.
Open for breakfast and wine.
And wine, apparently.
But not mimosas.
Well, that's that's breakfast.
He
All right.
fully decided not to open a bottle of Prosecco, and I'm okay with that.
Are you? Anyway, tonight I want to talk to the two of you about a good Hollywood boy.
I loves me a good Hollywood boy.
This good Hollywood boy is the man with no name himself, Clint Eastwood.
Ooh.
Because dude not only made some absolute bangers of movies, but he also has done some wacky shit.
Mm-hmm.
He actually is a really wholesome guy.
Yeah.
There was a friend of a friend who recounted a story of a friend. I know it's a long way back.
A friend of a friend of a friend.
Yes, who basically worked at one of his restaurants, and they were unloading a bunch of packages from the actual delivery truck, and Clint Eastwood happened to be there on that day, and he started unloading boxes.
Yeah, what a nice guy.
And the guy was like,
What a champ. A
yeah,
chief.
what a chief.
And then he looked at the guy and he's like, "Do you feel lucky,
Stop it.
punk?"
He was like, I'm sorry, that's a little bit too early.
A little too early. But his whole thing was, he was like, I say everyone does every job, and that includes me. And I was like, that's a real baller move. But we're not going to talk about that too much more. We're going to talk about Clint Eastwood's time in politics.
Ah, yes.
I-
Are you talking about when he was at the Republican National Convention and he talked to an empty chair?
No,
Oh.
Oh, I thought that was...
Because that was a time in politics.
that was a time in
And
politics.
that was memed
A lot.
To hell.
forever.
Oh, there's not enough wine.
Where did we put that bottle?
It's got to be somewhere around here. I'm not worried about it. However, it starts in 1985 when Mad Lad Clint is going to erect some buildings in a small town in California. This town? Caramel, California.
Oh, nice. Why does California have a lot of towns named after food?
You know what's fucking great, too, is that it's Clint Eastwood, so it's definitely a Werther's original.
I'm shook. I'm dead. Deceased.
Yeah.
You gotta ask yourself, did I give you 5 caramels or 6? You feeling
man.
tasty, punk? Anyway.
Now I want one. I want one. I live for the smooth, slimy texture of Werther's original.
Fuck. Okay, so in Caramel, California, the city council gives him a whole bunch of grief because, well, they're asshats. But basically, it's because he wanted to erect some buildings that were some office buildings in some land that he owned in Caramel, and the city council was like, you can't do that because your proposed building schematics have more wood than glass in them.
Is that...
Which was
I don't understand
it
the
was
ratio.
against city bylaws to have a certain amount of glass to wood ratio in buildings. They had to have more glass than wood.
I feel like that's some California bougie shit.
Some California boozy shit, but also Caramel, California is a small town with 4,000 people in it at the time.
And a smooth, rich texture.
And a smooth, rich texture.
A little bit slimy.
But it was a small, like, seaside beach town, and so it was very quaint. And so, like, a lot of your shops and everything had these big glass windows so people could look inside and see what was going on in the shops.
So what you're saying is that Carmel, California is roughly about the size of a large condo association.
Absolutely. Condo, California.
Condo, California.
We're actually going to get into some condo bullshit later.
Welcome to Condo, California.
So he wanted to use more wood than glass, and the town, with their heads so far up their asses, wouldn't just allow that to not be done. They also did not have street signs. Everything was done through the postal service to, like, know where you were. And
Most times it was like horse-drawn
Yeah.
postal service, right?
Yeah.
Because Clint Eastwood is old as fuck. Is the joke that I'm making.
no!
Look, I'm not denying the fact that he is an amazing movie star.
Yeah.
His work is
Phenomenal.
but come on, man.
Stop.
So, okay, we're going to give him a little bit of redemption. Hold up.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
a
no.
redemption arc.
Because
It's a redemption arc. To a man that didn't need it,
Yeah.
we're just giving it to him.
it's what we do. It's what we do. We redeem the redeemed already.
We're forgivers.
So, as I said,
No one gave us that role.
No
We
one
just
gave us that
appointed
role.
it to ourselves.
So as I said, the town of Caramel did not allow for more wood than glass in their buildings. They didn't have street signs, and there was a ban in the town of Caramel on ice cream. You could not eat or sell ice cream in the town of Caramel, California.
I knew there was a reason that I didn't like this town.
Why? Just why? Why is that a thing, though? Like, I'm sorry, some child got a little too sticky, and now no one can have ice
They
cream.
knew Australian cows were deadly.
The new Australian cows were deadly. We can't have cows.
Our ice cream comes specifically from Australian cows.
And we can't do this to our people
And we
anymore.
cannot do this.
They're so deadly, dude.
Really not enough wine.
We should have
Okay.
opened a second bottle.
Anyway, so my boy Clint sees... I'm just going to call him by his first name now. It's not Mr. Eastwood. He's Clint to me.
Hey, I did it last week with whoever the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah.
Who was I? Anyways, tell me more about Clint
It's
Eastwood.
literally an eon ago.
An eon ago.
Sorry.
So my boy Clint saw that the town was in this weird place where they didn't want to ruin the quaintness of the town. That is, the small seaside town in California. But also, they wanted to actually bring growth to their town. So, like, the town can function
Yeah.
and prosper.
It'd be great for the tourism, but don't taint our reputation as a small beach town.
Pretty much. That's actually accurate. Like, I want to laugh, but that's accurate. That's what was going on.
He's gonna shoot one of those black and white moving pictures here. Again, the joke is that Clint Eastwood is old.
You're making him sound as old as Prince Philip. Like, he's Victorian carriage racing.
Yes.
Fun.
We know Clint Eastwood was good friends with Jesus. Moving on.
Moving on. Established fact.
Clint Eastwood and Betty White were there at the beginning of time.
Yes! Anyway, January 30th, 1986, Eastwood decides to run for mayor of Caramel, California.
Now, can I ask you a question that's been on my mind this
Yes.
entire time? Is it caramel or is it caramel?
It's caramel.
Oh, because of how it's spelled?
No. That's how it's properly pronounced. It's also pecan. Fuck off.
Oh, fair.
I
fair.
feel like this is more of an opinion.
I
No,
wasn't ready for us to throw down like this, but
Remember, it's no nuance November. It's caramel and pecan. Hot take. I'm in for it. So, January 30th, 1986, Eastwood runs for mayor of Caramel, California. He ends up actually submitting his application like a couple hours before the deadline. So they were like, had to like scribble his name in and be like, oh shit, Clint Eastwood's running.
that's like when Kanye West said that he was going to run for president a little bit, 3 months after the deadline closed.
Yeah, but like at least Eastwood got his application
Yeah,
in
just
on time.
he slipped it under
Just
the
under the line. So he was up against the current mayor, Charlotte Townsend, who he actually went on to call during his election overly litigious, and he ran on a platform of easing tensions between the people who wanted to build the town up and others who wanted to keep the town like quaint little beach town where there's 4,000 people and everybody else can fuck off.
No ice cream.
No ice cream.
Line.
Hard line on ice cream.
Everyone was on the same platform there for some reason.
So the town, naturally loves Clint Eastwood because he's a Hollywood star, and this is the 1980s. This is when he's doing a lot of big films after the spaghetti westerns.
Yeah.
So, as I said, town loves Clint. He ends up actually rescuing the Mission Ranch during his time when he's running, and which was a historical animal sanctuary that was about to be bulldozed because a bunch of condo developers, fucking condo developers, were like, oh, this would be a great place to put up a shit ton of condos in a small town that we can get a bunch of tourists to. So
Change the name
Paradise.
to Surfside.
Surfside, yeah.
Paved Paradise. And they put up a condo.
Put up a condo,
complex.
yeah.
In a town that's big enough to be a condo complex, we've added, of all things,
A condo complex.
Zach and I are going to do that a lot tonight. I
Yes,
think.
we are.
I will not jump on the bandwagon.
That's fair.
I'm
That's
not-
okay.
Not follower.
But Clint Eastwood actually ends up spending $5 million of his own money to buy the property before the condo developers can and save the Mission Ranch. All while he's running for mayor. He's just like, I can do this.
How did this become one of his movies?
It should have been a movie. It should be a movie.
I'm pretty sure it is. It's just Clint Eastwood's life.
Clint Eastwood's life is a movie. But the only thing that Townsend actually had to justify why someone should vote for them rather than Clint Eastwood was that he had a landline in Carmel, California that was unlisted as a telephone number. Like, you couldn't find it in the yellow pages. Probably because he's a Hollywood superstar and wants a little fucking peace and quiet every now and then and doesn't want everyone calling him on this landline that's listed.
So this was Townsend's running platform?
Townsend running platform was like,
fucking doxed him?
yeah, fucking,
Just outs his number?
yeah, Charlotte, outs, well, doesn't out his number, but is basically like, oh, he has an unlisted number. How is he supposed to, know what the people want and, be able to talk to the people?
They can't call him up
They
on
can't
this landline.
call Clint Eastwood up. To which Clint Eastwood ends up replying, being like, "Oh, cool. I'm gonna go buy an answering machine right now."
Oh, this is the only grounds that you have.
This is the only ground
that
you
I'm
have.
detached. This is my public number. Call me
Yeah.
anytime.
Like the beach, your platform is on sand. I'm gonna go buy a fucking machine that answers all my calls.
Damn, son. That was a deep cut.
So Clint Eastwood ends up winning the 1986 election by a landslide.
You guys, in case you're wondering, Clint Eastwood won this election 40 years ago.
Yep, 40.
And
Yeah,
he was 90 then.
he's 90 now.
He's 90 now.
So he ends up winning by a vote of 2,166 to 799.
In a town of 4,000 people.
In a town of
4,000 people.
A large condo association.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a town of 4,000 people, this underdog, who wasn't ever really an underdog because he's beloved film star Clint Eastwood, won a fucking mayoral election.
Imagine that.
We're all shocked.
Yeah.
Also, the 80s, when Reagan is president.
Oh, fuck!
He was also a movie star.
So, what is Eastwood's first act as mayor? Do you want to take a guess?
Well, I would imagine
More
that it has
wood
to be something.
to glass.
No, I would imagine that it has to be these shocking rules about ice cream. As a fat man, I could say with full confidence that if my mayoral candidate did not immediately eradicate this rule about no ice cream, I would oust him myself.
Immediately go there and just get out. But yes, so
it wouldn't even have to be my election.
Not
It wouldn't have to be a town that I live in. I'd just be like, injustice! Ice cream injustice is occurring!
I am the change I want to see.
yes, Clint Eastwood was like, there are major ice cream crimes. Bum 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 bum
Yeah.
bum.
And then a car crashes. It blows up.
There are heinous crimes. Ice cream crimes. So Eastwood doesn't just be like, all right, we can let people eat ice cream, right? He just yeets out the entire planning board that vetoed earlier a quote unquote ice cream prohibition repeal.
I can't believe it. I can't believe he actually did focus on the ice
I
cream.
would have had those people executed immediately.
Yeah.
But I just want to focus on the fact that it was called ice cream prohibition.
I fully believe that there was at least one member of that council who voted, right? His name's Dennis. We're going to call him Dennis.
Dennis?
Government name.
Is he a menace?
No.
Not yet.
Dennis, well, he is because he had prohibited ice cream.
Yup.
However, Dennis is a fat man, like myself.
Okay.
Dennis was forced to vote by his wife, who wants him to be healthier.
Okay.
Dennis is like, Clint Eastwood's walking in there, he's like, we gotta bring ice cream to these people, and Dennis is like, yes.
He's like, I already have
And
my
then his
spoon.
fucking wife, Mary, sitting in the fucking audience of this, she's just like, and he's like, no, we can't have ice cream in this town, Mr. Eastwood.
Councilman Dennis Fatman is just sitting there as Clint Eastwood takes the podium and
Dennis
just
Fatman.
salivating at the mouth like,
Clint Eastwood's in there eating a fucking banana split.
Yeah, dude.
Just
he's
a
got
hot fudge
banana
sundae.
split in one hand, Klondike in the other.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Run for mayor.
run for mayor, yeah.
Apparently.
The only downside to Clint Eastwood becoming mayor of this
Is that
town,
he
though.
couldn't be mayor forever.
No. Actually, there's a bit we're going to get to about that. So Clint Eastwood, because he's, a major Hollywood star, it ends up attracting a bunch of rowdier crowds to Caramel, California.
Oh, because he's, a spaghetti western.
Because he's spaghetti western
He's
star.
gonna fucking walk out in the middle of Caramel and be like, this town ain't big enough for the both of us. Also, I'm 90 fucking years old.
And do you feel lucky, punk?
You wouldn't shoot a 90-year-old man, would you?
But so a bunch of people use it as a tourist trap, and a bunch of people end up going there to visit, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. But eventually that gets filtered out when the appeal of it kind of is like, all right, yeah, whatever. But Clint's stint as the mayor was overall a really good thing. He ends up doing a bunch of things for the public. He installs a bunch of public toilets for access around the beaches.
Can't piss on the beach.
He installs a bunch of stairways that lead to the beach, so there's more public access and easier ways to get around. Well, it's a tiny beach town.
Beach
That's what it
town.
was for.
He's said 1,000,000 times that it's a beach town.
But the other thing he does
Okay.
I have to lean even further just to see your face.
he expands the public library.
Hell yeah!
Woo! Time to learn! But yeah, he ends up adding a bunch of stuff to the collection of the public library.
And he has an entire section on why ice cream was banned in Caramel.
Well, that's under local history.
Local history.
But it's a full shelf.
Full
dedicated
shelf.
To it.
Ice cream shelf.
The idiocy of Dennis Fatman.
The ice cream odyssey. So the dude would actually end up flying back in the middle of shoots to attend weekly council meetings, so he actually took the job very seriously.
Oh my god.
He was not just like, hey, I'm the mayor of this town, I can do whatever I would, and who's gonna stop me? Bada bing. He actually tried to do the job very well. He actually even wrote a regular column in the town's paper where he would explain what he was doing and what was going on in the town and what he was doing to fix it, as well as being a little bit petty, because you can be,
Listen.
and just absolutely blasting the politicians who are hurting his what he was trying to do
Yeah,
and
amen,
helping the
brother.
citizens. He ended up actually calling out a councilman in his column in the paper, James Wright, and he just called him a spoiled child because the guy wasn't attending the council meetings.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Amen.
But to answer your question that why Clinton couldn't be mayor forever, he ended up actually not running again after his first term.
Poor Clint.
He chose to only do one term. He wanted to devote his time to his children, and he also accomplished what he came to office to do.
The ice cream.
The ice cream. But no, he was I have a list of things I want to do. He did them all in his first term, and then he was like, I came, I saw, I did my fucking job, I'm out.
I think it's just wild that this town would have banned ice cream in the first place. It's such a petty thing.
Oh, absolutely. Again, I have no idea why they banned ice cream.
Yeah, but for our other program tonight, the news, where we've talked about the original concept being weird laws in different states.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This falls into that.
I think it's just weird laws always
You're not
interest me.
allowed to wear pink socks on a Tuesday in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, I know. By
the way, hi,
laws are
Steve.
just interesting.
Yes, hi, Steve.
Hi.
But yeah, so he also ended up donating his $200 a month salary, which I did the math beforehand,
$200 a month.
which would be $486.95 in today's money.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was in 1980s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that too, is that he was already a rich movie star.
Well, so that's the thing. He donated.
He did not need the money at all.
No.
So he did the right thing.
He donated it to a local youth center.
We stand Clint Eastwood. Oh shit! I'm holding a mic, so I can't.
I like how it's a completely muted mic, too.
It's a completely muted mic, except for the moments where I do this. Hey audience, I missed you. I'm back, and now I'm going again. Goodbye.
But yeah, so he ends up donating his salary the whole time to a local youth center, so that way it actually, like, he's like, I don't need the money. Like, give it to the youths.
The youths. The youths.
Youths. But yes, that is my story about how Clint Eastwood became mayor.
He puts it on the table, and then he immediately loses it.
That is my story about how Clint Eastwood became mayor to save ice cream and the small town of Caramel, California.
Hey, since we just mentioned Steve, I do want to mention the fucking picture that he just sent.
Oh, what? Oh,
on
Be Gay, Do Crimes?
Be Gay, Do Crimes.
Honestly.
And
Be
it's
gay,
just a skull with
do
a
crimes.
knife through it. It's a skull with a knife through it and a rainbow coming off it, and it just says "Be Gay, Do Crimes."
Honestly.
And I love everything about
It's
that.
the only way to live.
I'm not
Only way to
gay,
live.
and I don't do crimes, but that shirt inspires me not necessarily to be gay, but to do
I
crimes.
think we need to keep adding to, like, the hot chip.
The hot chip and lie. Be bisexual.
Yeah, be
Eat a
bisexual,
hot chip and lie.
Hot chip, lie.
Do crimes.
Do Crimes. Do Crimes is
Yeah.
now added.
Do crimes.
Do crimes now added to the agenda.
Well, I keep going out of frame because I'm a fat man. Also, I have
You're just
ADHD,
leaning.
and so I have. That was a hard story for me to get through, Zach, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because your head was fully in my way of Megan as I was trying to because I'm perfectly positioned, as Megan is also perfectly positioned, to see my two lovely co-hosts. And every time that the audience who might be if you're not watching on the YouTubes, why?
Why?
I would do this. So the audience saw a lot of my bald head probably in that one.
Well,
I mean,
It won't happen again because the next bit will be Megan speaking to,
It is
a cat.
meow.
Calico.
Don't address her.
Don't address
Okay,
it.
okay. Don't.
We won't. We're
She
done.
hates it.
She hates it.
All right.
Do not perceive me.
So, it is on to me, and do you want to know the beginning of
Yes.
my title?
I need to know
Yes.
the title of
All
the
right. And I said, what about cursed Italian tea cakes at Tiffany's?
I had a
Okay.
feeling. So the pattern that I'm noticing is that you two both have an intro that has something to do with your stories.
I mean, not necessarily.
And mine are just useful tidbits. No, you're right. Yours didn't have much to do on the time that Einstein's brain took a walk.
Yeah.
It didn't.
What was your fun fact you learned today? You didn't give one.
Yeah,
Domestic cows.
Domestic cows.
Oh yeah, you did. Shit, I'm an idiot.
The domestic cows
yeah,
are
they're dangerous.
Not as dangerous as man, but
Not
the
as
second,
dangerous
the
as
second
man.
most dangerous.
See, this is why I forgot it, because I remembered I am the most dangerous animal, so I'll go punch a cow.
I'm the most dangerous game.
I'll fight a cow right now.
I'm surprised we're not fighting a cow right now. That just gives me remembrances of the time that a guy socked a kangaroo because it was choking his dog.
Oh
out.
yeah, that was a good video.
That was a few years back. So Megan, tell me more about
The cursed tea cakes at Tiffany's?
at Tiffany's.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I think overall, I'm really tired of hearing about the serial killers in the 70s and 80s.
Uh-huh.
Because they're all really ugly men. Like,
True.
They're aesthetically very displeasing.
Your
Facts.
sister would have a lot to say about that.
I know, she would also say they're very aesthetically displeasing.
But she would also be like, of course they're men.
Yeah, she'd be like, one, of course they're men. Two, they're not over 6 feet, and I deserve
So
more.
I deserve better.
I deserve more.
I deserve more than a 6 foot.
Also, like, the amount of glasses that they
Yeah.
have, it's too much glasses.
Excuse me.
No, hey.
Am I not attractive because I have?
No, she's
Zach.
talking about these serial killers. You don't
Yeah.
want to be lumped in with them.
No, I don't want to be lumped
Zach,
in with them.
their glasses are like roughly this thick and
Yeah.
like this
Coke bottle glasses.
This big.
They're fucking Dr. Farnsworth.
It's too much.
Good news, everyone!
Good news, everyone.
To shreds, you say. How's his wife holding up? To shreds, you say.
But so I don't like their glasses. I don't like their attitudes, and they have poorly executed mustaches.
I don't like how they murder people.
I don't like this serial killer.
That's what I meant by them having poor attitudes.
Oh, okay, got you.
Imagine catching a serial killer in the middle of a serial kill and just being like, I don't like your attitude, mister.
Excuse
Your
me.
disposition? Not
Trash.
great.
Trash.
Not great.
Adjust your attitude, mister.
Hey,
So fucking
let
good.
that woman go. Let her go, and we're gonna talk about this in the car.
Adjust your attitude, or I'm moving your star onto the bad behavior section of the board.
Do you think you deserve a gold star today, Ted?
You don't.
Ted Bundy. You say ellipses. So
As if anyone needed any further elaboration about which Ted I was talking
what
about.
Ted do you think he means? It
Do you
could
think
be
he
anyone.
means? Do you
Could
think
be-
he means their friend Ted from?
Yeah. No.
Where's the button? The audience, I don't mean our friend Ted. We don't even have any friends Ted that I'm aware of. No, we don't. But if there's a Ted out there who wants to be our friend and not murder us, oh hell yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, no murder, please.
We're back at it. No murder.
So we're back at it. So I think also if people want to be friends with them, then they should have like rethought their facial hair. But anyway, tonight we are not going to talk about male serial killers unless it is to roast them, as we have already done.
As we have just done with
As
Ted
we have
Bundy.
just done, yes. I think that's what their victims would have wanted, is like unrepented roasting.
Yeah, if I was murdered by someone, I would want to have someone on a podcast later roast the shit out of them.
Roast the shit out of
Just
them.
like the victims of Jeffrey Dahmer, who were probably also roasted.
Probably.
Stop.
And Jeffrey Dahmer, the people Dahmer.
Oh, I'm done. Please, Megan, take me away from this horrible place.
Tonight we're gonna go and talk about something far more deadly: a female serial killer.
Ooh.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
So, first of all, I will give myself a strike there.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
really
gone.
sorry.
I'm gonna do this the rest of the...
No, don't do that.
One. He has
I know
one.
I have one.
One strike.
So, the woman that I want to talk about tonight, her name is Leonarda, and
What the fuck? The entire time I'm thinking, this is a setup for this woman to be named Tiffany.
No, her name is Leonarda.
Leonarda. Okay.
Leonarda.
Leonarda, the worst of the fucking
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
The
The gender bent version of the worst of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so her name's Leonarda, and she was born in Montea Avellino in Italy in 1893, so it's a bit of a throwback.
A little bit.
She attempted suicide twice when
Good.
she was a girl.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I feel like this is important because she does have problems.
Okay.
Yes.
You preface the story with female serial killer.
Yeah.
That should
So
say
I don't
problems.
think that we needed.
Well, like, this is more, I'm, like, really digging the nail into the
Okay.
As you so often do.
Yeah. So she attempted suicide twice when she was a girl, but because this was like the late 19th century and the early 20th,
Imagine the amount of lives she could have saved if she had been successful.
Oh, that's rough. Nope.
Sorry. She also could have saved lives if her life had gone a different way.
I mean, that's
If she had
true.
been
Yeah.
If her parents said, hey, maybe the sadness
If God
is
hadn't
real.
made her broken to begin with.
Yeah.
God makes no mistakes, except naming a woman Leonardo.
God was one of us.
Ugh.
God does not like
I
one
hate
of
that
us.
song. I listened to it. I don't know if you guys remember the last like verse in
No.
that song.
I can't say that I'm fully acquainted with that song.
Yeah, like one of the verses is just like the Pope all the way in Rome. What if you called him on the phone?
You can
Oh.
call the Pope.
Yeah, but why would I want to? I don't speak Italian.
Excuse me, I don't care about the Pope. I care about how terrible that slant rhyme was.
Oh,
That
it's
is a
really
very
bad.
bad
It's
rhyme.
really bad, and it keeps going. Like that's not they rhyme like phone, home,
PT phone.
Rome.
Okay, you need to tell me more about this female serial killer before Zach turns into a male serial killer.
So
I have the mustache!
and the glasses, they're just not that big.
Please continue.
All right. So people said, what would probably fix your sadness is like more work or marriage.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that would.
Oh, yeah.
You've got ghosts in your blood. You should do men about it.
Yeah, you should do men about it. But one man forever in holy marriage.
That's how I do it.
In 1917, she
so
got
far.
married to a man named Raphael.
Uh-huh.
Oh!
The other Ninja Turtle!
Why wasn't your intro named Teenage Mutant What the Fuck Turtles?
No, because I like this one better.
Teenage Mutant Serial Killer Turtles.
You'll find out later.
Oh, okay.
You'll find out later. Her mom didn't approve of this marriage because she had another man in mind for her daughter, but Leonarda claimed that her mother hated this man so much that she cursed the couple.
Let me guess, it was Michelangelo.
No.
Michelangelo for her mother. No, it wasn't. In 1921, they moved to another place, which was her husband's hometown. But she was imprisoned for fraud there in 1927. So we're doing well here.
We're starting to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
I think the ball was rolling when she tried to kill herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah.
So-
That set the ball in motion.
Yeah, it set the ball in motion. This is it's keeping it in motion. When she got out of jail, the couple was like, I guess we burned our bridges here, and they moved to Lacedonia, where their house was destroyed in an earthquake, and then they moved to Correggio. It's a very important milestone, which will become important later. It was here that she opened up a small shop, and she became well-respected in town. People trusted her here.
Is it named Tiffany's?
No.
No, okay.
She was also very protective of her children because a fortune teller said that she would have children, but all of them would die young. And then a Romani palm reader told her, in your right hand, I see prison, and in your left, a criminal asylum. Both hands cursed.
Never. First off, don't catch those hands.
Don't catch
Second off, always listen to the Romani fortune tellers. I'm telling you.
Yeah, like she's just drawing negative cards here.
The
Yeah.
question I have is, ¿por qué no las dos?
I mean, hey, we're getting there.
Well, why not both?
Why not both? So between these two and her mother who cursed them, she wasn't really having much supernatural luck.
Oh, yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. So in 1939, Italy was preparing for World War II, your favorite era.
Yes.
Amen.
As the dad of the podcast.
As the dad of the podcast. And her oldest son, Giuseppe.
Okay.
Giuseppe Stromboli!
Hey!
Was going to join the army.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Leonardo was determined to protect him at all costs and came to the conclusion that this meant he needed human sacrifices.
Oh, okay, I
The
see.
old ways will save us.
Yeah, that's one way to think about it.
Hey,
Hey,
just like our ancestors.
let's
Just wanted to be
give
known
us
that
some
I hate everything about this thought process.
I mean, it makes sense.
let's give some bodies and bloods to the elder gods.
Yeah.
I just want to say, we're going to take a brief aside from to all of our podcast listeners that might be listening from Italy, if in fact you are. I do not condone the actions performed by my friends here. Just want to know it. I just want to let you know. Goodbye. So yeah,
Yeah, sorry Italians, but I'm not.
don't at me.
Don't.
She named her kid Giuseppe.
Yeah.
She knows that.
It was entirely her fault.
So, this meant human sacrifices.
Okay.
And so she was a homegrown girl and didn't want to outsource, so she turned to her three neighbors, who were all middle-aged women.
Okay.
The first of her victims was Faustina Seti.
Faustina.
Okay, but
Faustina.
so I just want to backtrack for 2 seconds. What you're saying is this woman was like, we need human sacrifices, but we must make sure that they're ethically sourced human sacrifices.
Yeah,
No. Ethically sourcing is from fucking Dexter. This woman was like, I don't want to travel for my human
Okay, no.
sacrifices.
Okay. So let me rephrase that. She's like, we need free range
We
human
need
sacrifices.
Yeah.
All organic, free range human
I
sacrifices.
also don't want to drive to the store.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to drive to the store. Faustina lives just next door. I'll slit her throat. The gods will be sated, and Giuseppe will live.
And Giuseppe will live.
Farm to table human sacrifices.
Yes.
I do love that we had our Halloween episode so long ago at this point, and Megan is just bringing the heat.
Look, it's
Continuously.
history. It's always spooky
No, I mean, it's
season up
always
in that
bad.
bitch.
It's always
definitely
bad,
always bad.
in conclusion. So she turns to her neighbor, Faustina Setti, who was a lifelong spinster and had come to Leonarda in hopes of finding a husband. She's like, please help me.
And she just stabs her in the throat.
I mean, pretty much. Faustina, she's like, please help me find a husband. So Leonarda's like, okay, I'll help you find a husband, and he's going to be in a town in Croatia. You have to travel there.
Croatia?
Yeah, you have to go to Croatia, dude.
Okay.
So there are no men left in Italy for her. She has to outsource her men.
We won't outsource the human sacrifices, but we will outsource the men.
The men come from Croatia. The human sacrifices come from Italy.
I love it when a plan comes together.
So Leonarda instructs Faustina to write letters and postcards to her relatives that can be mailed when she reaches the town. So she says, write these before you go.
Oh, that's not sus at all.
Yeah, very not sus. So when Setti comes to bid Leonarda goodbye, Leonarda kills her with an axe, cuts her body into 9 parts, dissolves it in caustic soda, and emptied that into a nearby septic tank. Then she dries out the blood, makes it into a powder, and makes tea cakes.
Oh, I get it now! The tea cake tie-in.
Yeah.
Mrs. Lovett, what a charming notion. Yes!
Yep.
Can we talk about the fact that this is like the 4th story that Megan's done on schmanibalism? Like a subset of schmanibalism.
Yeah,
I mean, she does.
This is technically people eating.
it is technically people eating, but it's not eating people yourself.
Well, it's not.
It's still schmanibalism.
It's schmanibalism. I mean, it's only the blood.
Your story during the schmanibalism episode wasn't
It's only
people
the blood.
eating people themselves. It was
I don't think
like parsing shit out.
It's only dry.
It's only the blood!
It's only the blood.
But at least it wasn't her own.
It wasn't her own.
Okay, please, I need to know what's gonna happen here.
Guys, you're witnessing us fully become uncomfy at Megan's stories in real time.
I'm unhinged.
Well, that happened
So she did
before we
feed
got
these tea cakes
Yeah.
to her friends and the son that she was trying to protect.
Giuseppe,
Oh,
Yeah, she fed it
okay.
to
Giuseppe Stromboli, did you eat the cursed
tea cakes.
tea cake?
And
Hey,
he loved
okay,
them.
you yelled at us for doing this,
look.
and you did it.
It's
She said they were
contagious.
really good, though.
When
She
you're
said-
saying Giuseppe Stromboli, I think it pulls you
pulls it
to...
out.
Holes-
It's
I'm like,
Go down.
no!
So I don't think I have any Italian in me, but it pulls out.
I do.
It pulls out whatever.
I was literally talking to a coworker the other day, and I was like, your mom's Italian, right? And she's like, yeah. And I was like... my hand was just up, and she goes, yeah.
No, say no more.
She's like, you don't need to do that.
You don't need to do
Molto
this.
bene.
So her next victim was also her neighbor, and her name was Francesca Savi. Leonarda claimed to have found her a job in another far-off town and instructed her to write letters to her family detailing her plans.
Yep.
And when she visited Leonarda
This
before her
has been on the
departure,
whole time.
she drugged and killed her with an axe.
Ah, with an axe this time.
Also made her into cakes.
Okay.
No, she did it with an axe the first time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, so
it was all axe
all
the time.
axe all the time.
axe.
Yeah.
Double pits to chesty, 2 murders.
That's a letter Kenny wrote.
No, son, it's an axe body spray.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Double
dude.
hits.
Oh my god, he's gonna
Why
do
did I
it!
think of fucking...
I don't know.
I'm thinking of the fucking workout routine
Yeah.
for the hockey players.
You want to be ripping?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Rips,
double
not reps.
Rips.
So her third victim was named Virginia. who...
Well, that's a normal.
That's a lame name.
I guess if you give me an Italian accent of Virginia.
Virginia.
There we go.
No, it's lame. It's bad.
Yeah,
So,
Well, I'm sorry, she's dead now.
shit, now I feel bad.
Let's rip on a dead one.
Yeah, dude, we can only
We do that
roast-
constantly. We roast
Yeah,
dead
no,
people
this is-
24/7.
We can only roast the male serial killers. These
Okay,
were the rules.
okay. We can
Before
only...
I started the story.
We're not talking shit about the female serial killer. We're talking about her victim.
Okay, so we're in the clear.
We're in the clear.
Even worse.
No, we're good.
All right, fine.
Legally, we're good.
So
I checked with the attorney.
I
We're
talked
good.
with our lawyer. We're good.
I did call him beforehand.
Fuck.
So she was. Put that down. I already called. I
Are
already
we
talked to
good?
him. I already talked to him.
Hello?
Hello. So she was given the same treatment, but instead of cakes, she was made into soap.
Oh!
Yeah, which.
You ever want to wash yourself with the blood of your enemies?
Well, this was the fat of her enemies.
Oh!
You ever want to wash yourself with the fat of your enemies?
Okay, so she Tyler Durdened it.
Yeah, made
What the
soap.
hell is that?
Tyler
Fight Club?
Durden is from Fight Club.
Oh.
Fight Club, they go to a liposuction clinic and they steal all the fat from the bodies and they turn it into soap.
Megan's face.
No.
Fully vomiting.
You gotta stop coughing like that. So she makes this into soap, and she gives that to her friends. And she also claims that the cakes that got made out of Virginia were tastier.
Made out of-
Okay.
She made cakes and,
And soap.
soap.
I think she was a bigger woman.
Opening a full boutique.
So fattier blood cells taste better. You heard it
Oh
here.
my god. I just came to the realization that I'd make great soap.
Oh.
Oh no!
I'm gonna be depressed for the rest of this episode.
Or
Maybe I would
water.
taste better
You would.
You would.
as a tea cake.
You're delicious.
Ooh,
Yum yum yum.
Girl.
dangerous.
Dangerously cheesy.
Fuck.
Dangerously
I'm
cheesy.
picking up the Cheetos.
No, Chester Cheetah can fuck right off.
You have a vendetta against him.
I have a vendetta against a lot of animated characters of
But
foods.
none so much as Charles Entertainment Cheese. You've heard it here
Charles,
first,
I'm
folks.
fucking coming for you.
I'll come for you, and I'll make it look like an accident.
It should be noted that this bitch did make money from these deaths.
Oh, hell yeah, of course.
course,
yeah.
That's capitalism, baby.
Capitalism, baby,
I don't
under
know what that hand
fascism.
motion was. But
It's
I'm
money.
ready for
It's
it.
money.
It's
money
money,
falling from the
money,
sky.
money.
She made
That
about
looks like you're pinching
83,000
tiny
lira.
83,000. Wait, what's
Wait.
Well, it's an obsolete currency now.
And how much
Okay.
would that be in today's?
In today's $49.
Fuck yeah! $50 worth of bitches.
So, well, it's kind of hard because I was trying to do the math on it, but since it's an obsolete currency,
Yeah.
it stopped
Being-
progressing.
yeah.
Like it stopped being valid.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
but you could have converted it to a.
It still doesn't work. Like you can convert it to euro, but like,
No, but like what I'm saying is you could do the money equivalent of back then times. Like what did lira compare to? What was this worth? Boost it up. It's a lot of work.
yeah. So
Zach has
I,
enough wine in him to do this work for us, obviously.
Yep.
I did do the direct.
Okay.
Like
And it's really only $50.
yeah.
She
so,
made $50 off her 3 dead friends.
I mean, I guess it might have been a lot. So it's 83,000 lira, LIRE. Make sure it is the obsolete Italian.
Yeah, Italian lira.
We're gonna cut all this.
No,
No,
I'm not gonna worry about it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's too much work, and
it is.
I'm not.
It is a lot of work. I
We'll
tried.
update you later,
I did
friends.
try. If you guys know what 83,000 lira is to today's USD, I would be interested to know, but I'm not gonna
Tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Tell us. Do the work for us.
Yeah.
Tell us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram.
But I digress. So Virginia's sister-in-law gets really sus. She's like, "Where'd Virginia go?"
Where'd Virginia go?
Yeah, where'd Virginia go? Last I heard, she entered Leonardo's house.
Donde está Virginia?
Yeah, I think
Wrong-
that's
Wrong
Italian.
language.
No, it's not Italian at
I
all.
think that's Italian. It's all romance to me, baby.
Isn't there technically German as a romance language?
Is it really?
Yeah. Because it's based on the time period and not the language itself.
Oh,
Anyways,
interesting.
continue.
Huh.
Today I learned.
So Virginia's sister-in-law reports her fears to the police, who opened up an investigation and eventually arrested Leonardo. She didn't really hide her tracks, dude, very well.
I mean, she fed people other people. No.
Yeah, not great. So Leonardo didn't confess to the crimes until they thought her son was involved. They're like, oh, we think Giuseppe did it too. And she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
Hey,
Whoa.
no. I did all this to save Giuseppe.
Yeah, Giuseppe's
You
not
leave
going
him
down
the
for
fuck
me.
out of this.
Yeah, leave Giuseppe alone.
Get your hands off my sweet boy.
My sweet baby boy.
It's literally like every single episode of a crime TV show where it's like,
Yeah.
your son's going down for this. And, no! I did it!
I did it! It was me! So then she spilled all the graphic tea. So in 1946, she was tried for murder,
Case.
was unrepentant, and even corrected the prosecutor on the details of the crime.
Oh, that's what you want to do?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's like, Giuseppe's not going down, and like, they know one of us did it, so
I guess.
like, I did it. So at the stand, she even said, I gave the copper ladle, which I used to skim the fat off the kettles, to my country, which was so badly in need of metal during the last days of the war.
Wow. What a stand-up citizen.
a-
I mean,
Stand-up?
she's a stand-up citizen. So needless to say, she was found guilty. That's
course,
what happens when
Yeah.
you give more facts. And she was sentenced to 30 years in prison and 3 years in a criminal asylum. So,
Oh,
in
so
the,
she got
in
both.
the left hand, right and left hand, prison, criminal
She
asylum.
got them both.
Yeah, and then she did die of cerebral apoplexy. Oh my God, had a stroke on that one.
Apoplexy?
Apoplexy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. In 1970. So that's the end.
Wow. I want to
Okay.
roll right into mine.
Yeah, it was
Yep,
a little bit
yep.
longer.
Well, also, like, uncomfortable. We're just gonna...
We're just gonna get rid of our collective breakfast at Leonardo's, where she's gonna serve you tea cakes that used to be people.
Doesn't scan quite. Like,
No.
No, it doesn't. Moving on. I typically spend a lot of my time dadding around in World War II,
Dadding.
as we know. But today I'm going to make a jump back to the prequel in the duology. That's right. That's right, kids. Dad's taking a trip back to World War One.
Oh wow.
The war to end all wars,
The
as it
Great
has been
War.
named.
It was very
The war
successful.
so great they made a sequel. And I'm going to be focusing on a little Serbian boy named Momcilo Gavric.
That's a
Momcilo. Okay.
Momcilo
Momcilo.
Gavric.
Just-
I do want it to be known that I'm not a linguist, and this story is chock full of words that have funny little accents on the
Oh,
top.
I
of it.
love that for us.
And I don't know what those do, and I don't know how they affect the words, so I'm guessing. I'm fully guessing.
Guess away.
Hey guys, I'm guessing. So Momcilo was born on the 1st of May in the year of our Lord 1906. He was born the 8th of 11 children
Wow.
to his parents, his mother and father, whose names I did not list here because they were hard to pronounce.
That poor vagina.
That
I
poor
know.
vagina.
That's like 11.
Get off her!
That's like 11 years of being pregnant.
What?
Huh?
That's like over 11 years of
That
being
is a
pregnant.
lot of
Yeah.
pregnancy.
And even if they're Irish twins, like, fuck that.
Well, like, I don't even know if she did it consecutively, right? But
Right.
if you give yourself time to, like, heal up.
Yeah.
I didn't do any of the research on that, but it is certainly a large
It's over
number.
a decade of pregnancy.
It's a large number of babies to be popping out, that's for sure.
At minimum, 11 years of baby bump.
Yeah, for sure. He's the 8th of 11 children, which means that there were, 3 more after him, if I did my math right, and I never do.
It's like simple addition.
It's so simple addition. Bless you, sir.
Grazie.
Grazie. Now he sounds like a dad from Minnesota. Does an entire story on an Italian serial killer doing a full Italian accent, and now when he has to say an Italian word, he does it like he's fucking
No. Okay.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
No,
Stop
hold up.
it.
Since I have the mustache, every time I say grazie,
Yeah.
now I have to say it like Lieutenant Aldo Rain from Inglourious Bastards.
Grazie. Fair enough.
Grazie.
Grazie.
All right. In August of 1914, Austro-Hungarian soldiers brutally murdered Momcilo's entire family,
Oh, fuck.
minus
Okay.
3 of his brothers.
Oh, okay.
So 4 out of supposedly 13 live?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, so his dad was maimed. and hung. His mother was hung. I believe it was 3 sisters, 4 brothers.
Oh, I'm sorry. My story was sad.
They all get hung
Okay.
in a tree.
One tree.
That's how you get a cursed tree. I'm just saying.
It's a cursed tree.
And he managed to miss his own death in this fashion because he was visiting his cousins at his uncle's house.
Wow.
Returning home to see his house ablaze and his family hanging in a tree, he left home with nothing but the clothes on his back. I feel bad about this line.
I mean, you should, but also...
Oh my god! He feels, returning home, he has nothing but the clothes on his back and a tragic backstory that would put most D&D players to shame.
Oh, wow.
Fuck! I feel bad. Okay.
He's like, I regret it.
No, that's 2 strikes.
That's 2 strikes.
Yeah, if I wasn't, I would have given myself 2 and I would have just walked away.
He gets up. He's like,
So, Momsilo left his home to find the 6th
the Sixth
Artillery
Sense.
Division, which was in a nearby area that I can't pronounce and refused to attempt.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean,
Again,
that's fair.
Little accents. I don't fucking know what they
I know.
do.
Everywhere.
It's Serbian.
It is Serbian, yeah, and they're just little dots and
I'm so
arrows.
sorry,
And
Serbia. I wish.
if Steve was here, he'd be correcting me. So Momsilo ends up finding a gentleman by the name of Steven Tukovic. And
that's
Tukovic allows the boy to join up with the 6th Artillery.
Hell yeah.
You want to join army?
How old is this boy?
He is 8.
Okay, so wait. Ready? Here's my dad joke.
Yeah, go for it.
8-year-old boy
Uh-huh.
joins artillery unit.
Uh-huh.
You're telling me he's the original baby boomer?
Stop it.
It tracks.
It tracks. It's
yeah.
good.
Good.
So yeah, he joins the 6th Artillery at the ripe old age of 8
No, it's
years old. That makes Momsilo the youngest soldier of World War One. Again, the greatest war of all time, the war to end all wars.
It did end the wars.
The war so nice they named it twice. The war so nice they started it twice.
Yeah.
Shit, doing this in person sucks because I have to remember where I am in this Word document the entire time.
I know, you can't just constantly be staring at it.
Yeah, Tukovic appoints a man by the name of Miloš Mišović to watch over the boy, and they become fast friends. They're virtually inseparable.
Okay.
And Momsilo is so ready for revenge that his first act of business in the care of these Serbian troops is to drop a dime on the location of the Austro-Hungarian troops
Hell yeah.
that attacked his village, and then he participates in the bombing of the people that killed his whole family. So,
like Batman, but with guns.
like Batman, but with successful revenge and guns.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's at Batman?
Famdamly
Okay,
comes...
I love Batman. Batman is my favorite superhero,
Batman?
which says a lot about me as a person. But also, Batman's a rich white dude who beats up the misanthropic people of Gotham in order to be like, parental issues!
Parental issues.
Depending on how you look at it, too, he consistently beats up people that have, mental issues.
Yep.
That's true. He
But
does.
I do also want to say, because you made a remark about Famdamly, I think that's an old bit, but because I am doing the dad bit of the podcast right now, where I'm talking about world wars, I felt the need to bring it out. My dad always used to say, "Chuck you, Farley, you and your whole famdamly can go buck a fuffalo." And that I have carried with me my whole life, and I don't know where it comes from.
I feel like I just got
It comes from-
by
You
that.
did. You got whiplash, because
Oh.
I have carried this with me my whole life. This is the reason for my migraines, is because that phrase exists
I
in my
know,
mind.
like you just every word that comes out of your dad's mouth, he's like,
Congratulations, you just said some terrible, terrible prayer to a death god that we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
Where am I in this text? After the Battle of Sur, which is a fight between the Austro-Hungarians and the Serbians, young Momcilo, I keep calling him Momcilo, but I'm pretty sure it's Momcilo. I will flip-flop between the two because I am a politician. He's promoted to the rank of corporal.
A fucking 8-year-old corporal.
Is
I
he
love
8
this.
at this point?
He's like
He's still 8?
between the periods of 8 and 10.
Much like
I
Clint
think-
Eastwood, 90 all the time.
Yeah, 90 all the
8
time. He's either 8 or 10.
Perpetually aged.
Perpetually aged. So Momcilo stays with his unit, and Major Tukovic makes sure that the boy at least gets some education while he's out and about fighting
hell yeah.
the war. So, like, they get some downtime where the regiment goes ahead, and he's like, you're going to go to this place, and you're going to get at least, like, 4 years of education in a very short amount of time. And Momcilo is like, I got it.
I was
I
going to
got
say,
it.
normally you get summers off. Fuck that shit. You're in the army, boy.
In the army, boy.
But education wasn't the only thing he got while he was fighting in a war. He also got injured.
Oh, okay.
So he did,
I thought that was going in a different direction.
thought
That
it
was
was
really,
too.
really bad.
he didn't get any pussy.
Well, I was going to say, did they give, like, an 8-year-old a hooker? That's not good.
No, he didn't get
Yeah,
any
like
pussy.
what?
No pussy for him.
Okay, but he got injured.
But
okay.
he did get injured, and there are a few pictures of him in a sling. Wasn't anything, life-threatening
Okay.
by the looks of things. But he gets promoted again.
Okay. Kid's racking up that
Yeah,
money.
he's
I
right.
know,
He's
I hope
racking
his
up the
salary's
medals.
amazing.
So he gets promoted again to the rank of Lance Sergeant, and this is done in front of the entire group of the 6th Artillery by his good friend Miloš, while they're just camped out. At a certain point after this battle, when he's 10 years old, actually it's after the liberation of Belgrade, Major Tukovic talks to Momcilo, and he says, I have an order for you, and it's to go to England and finish your education.
Aww.
And he was able to do this because there was a group of missionaries from England who were helping orphaned kids because of the war. And so they were like, we'll fly this little motherfucker back, and we'll teach him stuff. And
Awesome.
Redemption arc.
Yeah.
Another redemption.
And Tukovic is like, yeah, I mean, if we keep him with us, we will only get him killed. These are not actual quotes, but I'm sure this is what was going
Oh no!
through
Yeah,
his
yeah,
head.
yeah.
Someone looked at this small baby boy and was
This-
just like, I don't
This
know,
poor
man.
baby boy. And so he gives him the order to go to England, and Momcilo is just like, sure, I will
Sure.
go to England.
I will go
I will go to England, and I will learn
do
things.
the education.
So he goes to England. He attends the Henry Wright School in Kent, England, and he
Okay.
graduates in the year of 1921. In 1929, Momcilo Gavrik ends up getting into trouble with the law
Oh.
because
He
he
is
has
the law.
now reached the age where he is eligible for consignment, or conscription, rather.
Yep.
Sorry. So 18 years old, he is allowed to
Yeah.
be drafted into the army. And when they go to draft him in the army, he says, I've already served 4 years in the army. And he says, not only have I served in the army for 4 years, I also have, I'm
Also,
looking
like,
for
a
the
fucking-
Albanian commemorative medal to show that I have taken wounds
Yeah.
Oh.
in
Okay.
combat. And they think he's bullshitting. So they go to ask this boy, this young boy who's just now reached a ripe old age of can die in battle for his country,
Yeah.
as if he wasn't already trying.
Yeah.
They try and make him sign a confession to the lies. So they think that he's lying about this, and so they try and get him to sign a confession that says that he's lying.
Fuck.
And he refuses. He's like, no, I'm not going to sign this piece
Good.
of paper that says that I'm lying.
Yeah,
So they
dude.
throw him in jail for 2.5 months.
I'm
Okay.
offended for him.
I would be offended for him. After
So who's trying to? At what point does he go back? Like, is he still in England at this point?
No, so he went back. He moved back pretty much after his graduation.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
He had moved back to, according to my research, he had moved back to Serbia, the part of Serbia where his family had once lived, and it was a little bit too much for him.
Yeah.
Given, it was the town where his family had
Died.
horribly. So I think in my research I noticed that he moved to Belgrade.
Okay.
And he had gotten his driver's license, and he was working at a paper mill, which is where he met his wife.
Oh.
Anyways, so he gets thrown in prison for 2.5 months, and then when World War II comes around, he signs on to fight in World War II.
Hell yeah.
So I have once again moved into the dad zone of World War II.
We're here.
It had to happen.
We did not start there. This is where we've ended up. He gets captured by the Germans twice. The first time he manages to escape. The second time he is in a work camp as it is liberated.
Okay.
And then after World War II, he ends up doing another stint in jail for refusing to make a donation to the People's Front of Yugoslavia for the brotherly Albanians. Mm-hmm. And he had offered some sort of retort to this in the fashion of, if I'm misquoting because I don't have the quote here, but he said they seemed awful brotherly to me when they were killing my people. So they threw him in jail. But for the most part, his later years were spent working in the paper mill that I mentioned.
Okay.
He did get married. He did end up having children. And at some point along the way, he did end up reconnecting with the 3 brothers of his who had managed to evade being killed.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow, your story had like a happy ending.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ish.
As happy as it can get.
It definitely didn't have a happy beginning, but I am happy that I'm not telling you a story about an 8-year-old that died in combat because he had nothing else to live for.
Yeah.
I think in my research, he reconnected with his family or his brothers when he came back. So, like, when he came back to Serbia and the town that he grew up in after being in England, I think he came back and was reconnected with them, but I can't remember the exact timeline. So I did just want to add it in at the end there that he had reconnected with them.
At some
point, so that you guys
yeah.
didn't think that he just went the rest of his life without reconnecting with his brothers.
Never knew the fate of the rest of his family.
Oy.
Yeah.
That's wild, though.
Yeah, so he's the youngest soldier in World War I.
That's so offensive, though, that they were like, all right, time to get in the army. And he's like, all right.
He's like, I did 4 years.
I served my time.
But I did my waiting. 12 years of it in Azkaban prison. I did try to dig a little bit deeper into whether or not they ended up like looking into his story, or if 2.5 months was just like the requisite amount of time.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find any definitive information on it.
See, I was waiting for his like fucking guy in the army that he was in the battalion with to like...
No, Milos?
Milos. I was waiting for Milos to kick down the jail door and be like,
dude.
Get my good boy out of that cell.
And I was also looking for like a similar story where like either, what's his name, Turkovic?
Yeah.
Turkovic.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I think I was calling him Turkovic the entire... Anyways, him or Milos, either of those two to come in and be like, yeah, we know this kid. Like, he definitely served with us. But I'm also like, I would have expected someone to check in on that and be like, did this kid actually serve?
Yeah.
Because this wasn't a thing that was unknown about. Like... Tukovic brought this information to his higher ups when he got into like bigger cities and bigger battles. They were like, what the fuck is this 10-year-old boy doing with you? And he's like, let me tell you his tragic backstory,
he's
trademark.
A sergeant?
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
he's a corporal in
You
our...
will
yeah.
give him the respect he deserves.
And the salary, maybe.
You salute this boy.
You salute this hero.
But it
this
is one of
boy
those
child.
things where I was just like, damn, this is a pretty crazy story. I was between this story and another World War II story, and I figure
All I can...
if I load them up too much, they won't be as fun.
I think of that line in the Bo Burnham song 30. It's like, when I was 27, I built a birdhouse with my mom. When this kid was 8, he was fighting in World War I.
He was, and like, so he was with an artillery division, so I don't think he saw a ton of like firefights.
Yeah, artillery's kind of further back.
World War I was also a little bit different because it was the trench warfare, not like the active battlefields that you saw in other combat.
Yeah.
But yeah, artillery let him just be. But I do kind of love his mentality of like, revenge is a dish served piping fucking hot. They killed my parents this morning. I want them dead tonight.
Wait, what's his full name?
His name is Monsilo Gavrik.
My name is Monsilo Gavrik.
You
killed my family. Prepare to die.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Boom!
Yeah, no.
He's just like,
So,
the trail's hot now.
yeah.
We strike while the iron.
That entire town, they have occupied it. We will draw bombs. I kind of just like, I picture him walking through the streets of the carnage afterwards and just being like, this one is still alive.
I know. And they're like,
Oh.
aren't you 8? And he's just like, doesn't
Not
matter.
anymore.
Not anymore.
By the time that he was 12, he had the 1,000-yard stare of like, because there is a picture of him at 12 years old, and
Oh, shit.
he does look,
Yeah, he probably
like,
looks messed
yeah.
up, dude.
he looks old
Yeah.
just from the time.
So yeah, like whatever, he's in the artiillery unit.
Yeah,
but,
but
like,
he's
still in
seeing
active
war.
warfare.
Yeah, he's still seeing war,
I
which
don't
I think
wanna
is
wake up
probably
like that.
why his the major of his regiment was like, yeah, we're gonna ship you off to England for a bit so that you can be a normal boy.
Yeah.
A normal boy.
So you can be a real boy.
A real boy.
But yeah, that's the end of my story.
But
good.
I was going to say, I think that's a good segue because, like, this little boy looked old. I think this is getting old because I think we're over an hour.
We are over
definitely
now for
are.
sure.
So why don't we say thanks to anyone who decided to watch this wacky video version. I'm making a lot of motions on the screen. You
I
can't
know,
see if you're just
I've
listening.
never
If you
seen
watched
you
it.
actually present like your story. You do so many.
I'm so gestural.
Yeah, so many
Dude,
gesticulations.
everyone that watched our podcast in person, or like in whatever form we put this in, is gonna see me looking around a lot.
Yeah.
For those of them that don't know, I have ADHD. It's
I was
just
gonna say-
me going.
We have the two different forms of ADHD. The one where you look around a lot, and the other one where you go.
And meanwhile, I'm still.
I
the whole time.
usually.
What's it
gesture
like
a
to
lot.
not be
Yeah.
neurodivergent?
I'm just sitting here.
What's it like? We have one more question that we usually can't time out right
Oh,
because
no.
we do it in an audio format.
Are we doing this together?
I think we're
I
going to
think
do
we
this
have to.
together. I think we have to. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Do you want to count us in?
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1,
What the fuck, history?
and
We nailed that.
Stop.
stop.
I'm keeping in the we nailed that.
Because
Because we did nail it. Well, excuse me, watch the fatty.
We fully did nail it.